Welcome to Map and Key Gaming's Spotlight Disney Sidekicks. This is where we figure out how they play and understand each individual character. Today we are looking at the villain, Jafar. Disney Sidekicks is a 2 to 4 player game that plays approximately 40 minutes and is for ages 8 and up. Now the villain Jafar right here comes with 2 tokens. As you can see right here, we have Iago and we have the Genie. Iago here attaches to different sidekicks within the game, and then the Genie here actually flips back and forth between his good side and his I guess captured side, or under the spell side, where he turns into a henchman and does damage to you. Or when you attack Jafar, you flip him over and then he just goes back into his regular side, and then he's just another token on the board. This is Jafar's figure here, and he does look pretty cool. And now let's learn how to set him up. Okay, so on the back of the villain character cards, it has the setup for the individual villain. In this case here, it says place the Genie token, which is this one right here, right? Blue side up on Jafar's space. So this is the not blue side with the stripes and then him looking all black. And then this is the blue side with him there smiling at you. So this is going to be in the same space as Jafar. And then the second part there says attach Iago to Abu, which that's, Iago again. Now on the back side of Iago here, it does say whenever Iago is attached to a sidekick, roll +1 attack die whenever the sidekick is attacked. So essentially, Iago's going to be there just harassing you. He's not going to do a lot, but I mean, it is going to be one additional roll. Depending on the other sidekicks that are out there, someone like, I believe like Lumiere, who gets you the chance to re-roll a die or something. There are ways to mitigate that. But he's just there to constantly harass you. The real issue will be the Genie, and we'll take a look at him in a minute. And then the last thing here for the Jafar setup is flip the card over and place 1 attack die token on it. Attack die token is the token with the slashes on it. So that it just means that Jafar's attack is going to be +1. Alright. Now, the Genie, like I said, he is going to be with Jafar wherever he starts off out on the board. This symbol right down here is the symbol for Jafar. So if you look on some of Jafar's cards here, let's see here, so you can kind of see. At the very bottom here, it has this symbol right here, which matches Jafar's symbol there. So this means Jafar is going to move, and with the arrows, there's 2 arrows there, so he's going to move 2 spots towards Abu. On another card, let's see, like this one here, Jafar is going to move 1 space towards Abu. And 2 movement, I think, is the most for Jafar. Jafar is not a very agile or quick character, but the thing is Iago, because he's out on the board, Iago is going to sit there and he's going to constantly harass you, and the Genie has certain things that are going to happen when his cards come up, so they are what makes Jafar difficult, not necessarily Jafar himself running around trying to hit you. And that will become evident right here with New Master, which is Jafar's special power. It reads right below it: when a danger card flips the Genie to his controlled side, he becomes a henchman that cannot be attacked or removed. When a sidekick moves to the controlled genie space, they lose 1 health. So when he, oops, don't mean to move him like that. When this is his non-controlled side, and then when you flip him over, this with him all blacked out here with the reddish background, that's him in his controlled state. Now there are cards that specifically affect Genie when he is controlled, and or if he's not controlled, there are cards that will flip him, into this mode. And the next part here on New Master says, when a sidekick moves to the controlled genie space, they lose 1 health. So when he's controlled, so when he's like this, and Abu or one of the other sidekicks goes through that space or stops on it, they are going to lose 1 health. The good thing is, we'll start with the good things, that he has to be already controlled. So if you're sharing the spot with him while he's blue, and then one of the cards flips him, you're not going to take the hit, because you are not moving into that space. You both already share that space. And if he, like this, moves into your space, you're not going to get hit either, because it distinctly says down there that you move into his space. So that's the plus that I can say about the Genie. The negatives are, man, he will cover some spaces on the board, and you will need to go through him. It's just the way how the game plays, and you're going to be taking the hit. And then there are some cards here that will punish you for not being on his space. This Jafar is pretty unique. I like the way how he plays, but he is definitely going to be a character that you're going to want to eliminate and not leave out on the board. Like Gaston, for instance. Gaston, he can sit, him with his charms, you can mitigate that very easily, stay away from him or whatever. With Jafar, you're going to want to eliminate him. The next part down here, it says breaking the spell. So when you hit Jafar, you can flip the Genie to his blue side. The Genie is no longer a henchman. So just by attacking Jafar and hitting him, you can you'll flip the Genie, and then the Genie will be back to normal, and you're not going to be taking damage, and everything will be fine. Iago the Parrot. When the sidekick Iago is attacked, roll the attack die an additional time. Now, they didn't quite word this correctly. They missed a little something there. It should, I think, read, when the sidekick that Iago is attached to. So if he's attached to Abu, like he is at the very beginning, or if he moves to a different sidekick, which some of the other cards do, you will roll that extra attack die when they get attacked. So that is essentially Jafar and his special powers here, and the Genie and Iago. Now let's take a look at his cards and see how they play in conjunction with these different mechanics here, and let's see how difficult of a villain Jafar really can be. So the first card we're going to look at is right here. Oops. And that is Eerie Silence. Choose any sidekick. They gain 1 star. Add 1 villager to your space, and each space adjacent to you. So that's going to put, you're gonna take a star, which that's cool. But this card here is going to add a bunch of villagers out on the board. Now this is a card that is found with other villains, so it is fairly common. But now let's get into the more specific cards here for Jafar, and we will start with, a snake, am I? Stun each sidekick not on the Genie's space. tip them over. So if you're not on the Genie space, you're gonna stun them. Let's just pretend like this Jafar here is a sidekick. Okay, you would stun them by just, tipping them over sideways. And then they must spend their first action to stand up. If this card stuns every sidekick, Jafar gains an attack die token. If no one is on the Genie space, then, Jafar's going to get a little bit more powerful. Not too bad, all in all, because it is just one, but Jafar is pretty weak on the individual attack level like that. So, it's the fact that you're going to waste the action to stand your character back up and then be able to do your next action. That is, burning that action. That's where the power is in this card here. A snake, am I? The next card here is going to be Abject Humiliation. Now, Abject Humiliation, add one guard to Jafar's space and each space adjacent to him. Then each henchman attacks the sidekick on their space, if any. This is just a basic, fill the map with guards. There are similar cards to this in the other decks, and then it forces the henchmen to attack. The one thing that I'm not sure about, and it's not written in the rules, is about the Genie here. Now, the Genie, it says that he's a henchman, but it doesn't say how much he would attack for if he does attack. So I don't believe that portion applies to him, because he actually doesn't have an attack value per se, as Scar does with the hyenas. The hyenas, it specifically says how much they actually attack for. With the Genie, it doesn't. It just says that he's a henchman. So I believe the reasoning for that is, with the Genie being a henchman, when he's controlled, it would move him, because there are cards that move henchmen, and I believe that's why they've written it that way, even though he's not going to be able to attack, because it would be too much with all the mechanics between the Genie and Iago, and then have the Genie be able to attack also. That would be too much, and then you wouldn't be able to share space, and geez, that would be a huge advantage for Jafar, and this game is difficult already, so let's try to keep this as easy as possible, right, guys? So that was Abject Humiliation. Now we're going to look at Henchman Iago. So Henchman Iago here says Iago attacks the sidekick he's attached to, then attaches to the sidekick belonging to the next player clockwise. For this attack, Iago rolls the attack die once for each attack die token Jafar has. Almost exactly the same thing with the hyena example that I had said earlier. He has the same attack power as Jafar. Now, there really isn't anywhere else that says that Iago is a henchman. According to everything that I've read about Iago, Iago simply attaches and then does that extra roll. And then there is this card here where he attacks, and then he attaches to a different sidekick. He doesn't move independently like the Genie does or anything like that. Iago is not considered a henchman, so you don't have to move him, and then I don't believe he's going to attack in this Abject Humiliation. I don't believe so. I think this is what he does, because again, that would make Jafar extremely powerful. This game, would be just way too difficult. The next card here is Mind Control. Now, Mind Control, the Genie moves toward you once. Each guard in your region moves toward you once. Then each henchman attacks the sidekick on their space. This is what I was talking about. This gives the Genie movement, so he's going to move across the board, but he has no attack value. This is essentially for every other henchman that is out there. Now, the problem is, this is each henchman attacks. If you are playing with Scar, the hyenas are going to attack. All of the guards, which are, the little shields that are out there, they are all going to attack. So that is the difficulty with Jafar. He's not the one who's going to be doing the damage. He's going to have everyone else and the henchmen for the other villains, or he's forcing them to attack. So that's mind control. That is another super powerful card that we really don't need to make more powerful. And then lastly, here we have two cards. Just put them kind of side by side there. Okay. Which read, if the genie is controlled, he moves towards you twice. If not, flip the genie to the control side. This is the first part. So we're going to take him. If he's, flip red, he's going to move towards you twice. And if he is blue, we're going to flip him towards the red. This is the part that is dangerous. Any sidekick on the genie space loses 2 hearts. So if he moves onto your space, he's going to hit you for 2, pretty much. And then there are 2 of these cards here. And that is essentially it for Jafar. Not too scary. Jafar himself isn't that scary. But what we're looking at really is the genie, because he is essentially going to be moving around, and then you're going to need to pass through him. There's almost no way for you to be able to play this game without having to pass through the space with the genie. And once he flips into this controlled state, then you're going to have some issues. You'll have to kind of flip into being aggressive towards Jafar to flip him back, because you just have to successfully attack Jafar to flip him blue, right? That's all you need to do. Just hit him one time. But because Jafar here relies so much on the genie, not the most difficult villain. Iago with the constant, harassing, if you would, because when that one card comes up where all the henchmen attack, and you have Iago attached to you, that's just extra rules that you're going to have to deal with. The cool thing with Jafar is you can go save your hero and then focus on Jafar and get him down if you want to, or you can kill him straight away and then go and deal with saving your hero. And that has been Jafar from Disney Sidekicks. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And if you like these kind of videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I am making a whole series on all the different characters, including the sidekicks and the villains. So the next video will be Abu, so we can learn the other side of the coin to see how Abu will be able to help counter Jafar here. We also have a whole list of other Disney videos, and here is it this corner or is it this corner? I keep forgetting which is which. You're going to find a playlist for the different videos I have for this game, and a playlist on the other Disney videos that I have. I've made a lot of videos on a bunch of other Disney games. So until next time, be careful of the snake in the grass.